Hello and welcome to my first video on this channel. Today I will try to predict the 2017-18 EFL Championship. The championship is well known for being a hard league to predict, so I'm going to see if we get at least one or two right, and let's get right into the predictions. Starting from the bottom, I have Burton Albion. They had a very impressive debut season last year in the championship. However, I don't think this year they'll do quite as well and they'll drop back down to League One. Coming 23rd, I have Millwall. Recently won the League One playoffs last season. I see them going right back down to League One. They have signed a few championship quality players, but I don't think it's enough to keep them up this year because the championship is just, over the last few seasons, has exploded with talent and money trying to get to the Premier League. I just don't see Millwall surviving the drop. Taking the last relegation spot, I have League One promotion winners, Bolton. Even with the third best goals per minute score in Premier League history, I still don't think Bolton has enough firepower to keep them up, and they will be the last team getting the drop. Just missing the drop, a lot of people have this team going down to League One, is QPR. QPR has struggled last season, and they signed a few players, but nothing of substance that I think will better them. And I don't think Ian Holloway is too great of a manager. So I see him just barely avoiding relegation, but not going down. Coming in 20th, I have Bristol City. Tanny Abrams will be greatly missed for them this season, and they signed a new player called Farmaro Diju. Not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. Seems to be a talented striker, but will he score as much as Tanny Abrams last season? Doubtful, but it's possible. And I have them coming in 20th place. In 19th place, I have Barnsley. They've had a huge turnover in players this offseason, which could work well for them, or it could be a chemistry problem. Only time will tell, and I have them finishing at 19th place. Admittedly, I have 18th place, could finish a lot higher in the table. I have Nottingham Forest. They sold Brett Asawablaga. Excuse me, I priced that wrong, but they haven't reinvested that money yet, so they could before the window closed and could finish potentially higher. However, they really struggled last season even with Sambalaga on their team, so I don't know. We'll see what happens. They could finish higher, though. It wouldn't surprise me at all. In 17th place, it's a little surprising one, probably. People wouldn't think they finished as high. Is Sheffield United, League One winners last season. I have them finishing decently in 17th place this season. I think they'll do all right in the championship. They won't impress anyone. And as I said earlier, League One teams are really hard to predict, so they could even finish higher. A couple seasons ago, when Brentford and Wolves came up, they finished. I think Brentford got a playoff spot. Wolves missed out on goal difference in 7th place, so they might come up and surprise a few teams. Coming in after Sheffield United in 16th place, I have Ipswich Town. Side that sometimes flirts with promotion. I don't see it this season because of how well the championship has improved in the last few seasons and how they've kind of plateaued. I don't see them flirting with relegation at all with Mick McCarthy, but I see them finishing mid-table. Coming in 15th, I have Preston North End. Now, Preston, ever since coming up from League One, have finished back-to-back seasons in 11th place. I see them slipping a little bit this season. Not because they look worse off, it's because the championship has in generally improved. So I see them slipping down to 15th. Coming in 14th, I have Birmingham City. Now, a side that was could finish promotion under Rowlett last year before they stupidly fired him and hired the genius that was Zola. But with the right manager, I can see him finishing higher, but I really think Rowlett is one of the best managers in the championship, and he got the most out of his squad while he was at Birmingham. So right now I have them finishing mid-table. Better than what they did last season, but not as well as they would be doing if they kept Rowlett. Coming in 13th, I have Brentford, who have finished top 10 each of their last 3 seasons in the championship. However, I see them sliding outside the top 10 this year. However, I must say their new logos are a lot sharper and cleaner than their old ones. So props to them for getting that right. The first newly relegated side to make the list, Sutherland. The Black Cats finished dead last year in the Premier League, as most of you probably know. And they have not had a good transfer window so far, so they might even slip further down the list. Or if they actually decide to invest some money, they can climb the list a little bit. But I've seen people predict them to get relegated again, which, I mean, if they did, that'd be not mind-blowing, but it'd be a surprise, I guess. But I see them finishing mid-table, safe from relegation, but I don't really see them pulling in Newcastle and going right back up. Coming in 11th, I have Cardiff, just missing out on the top 10. They will have a better season this season under Neil Warmack. I like him. He's a decent championship level manager. I can see him pushing towards the top 6 for promotion. That wouldn't surprise me. They have a decent squad and they should be really well managed. But I have them 11th in the preseason. Just coming in at 10th, I have Hull City. Their ownership is questionable at best, and I don't know much about their new Russian manager and how well he will jive in the championship. If they look to their max potential, I can see them finishing higher in the list and pushing for a promotion spot, even getting into the playoffs. But right now, as it stands, I see them finishing 10th. The next 5 sides could finish anywhere between 9th and 5th, and it wouldn't surprise me. They're all really close in talent, and I feel like they all could either push for promotion or just miss out, or a few of them can even slip to like the lower half of the table. But at 9th, I had to put Derby County, unfortunately. I like their manager. I think he's top of manager in the championship, top 2 or 3 at least. They lost a few key players this summer. They've added a few, but I feel like they just won't live up to their expectation, and they'll finish 9th this season, unfortunately. Finishing in 8th and matching their previous season's ranking, I have Norwich City. With a new manager, which is a real question mark, new managers in the championship could either work, against you or with you. And for them, I see them just barely missing the playoffs. They do have the talent to 100% push towards the top 6. On my ranking, I see them just barely missing out on the playoffs. The team that I have just missing out on the playoffs this season is Leeds United. Another team with a question mark at manager. They have a really good squad, and they can definitely 100% push top 6, and it wouldn't surprise anyone if they finish top 6, but just for the sake of preseason, I have them finishing 7th. Coming in at 6th and just getting a playoff spot, I have Reading. Reading, who we all know, lost in the championship playoff finals to Huddersfield last season. I think for the better squad, they have lost a few key players this summer, which will definitely hurt them. I can see them finishing in 6th, but I can also see them dropping right out the playoffs and finishing below Leeds or Norwich or Derby. But for this prediction, I have them finishing 6th. Finishing 5th, I have Wolves, who are my club and definitely a homer pick. So, yeah, attack me in the comments. But they have such a good squad this year. Big question mark at manager, so that could definitely hurt them with Nuno Espirito Santo. But I like their chances. They have a really strong squad. They still need more striking power. If they don't get a striker before the window closes, I can see them dropping out of the top 6 even. And with Nuno, I don't know how this team's going to play. The preseason has been up and down, but I can see them dropping from 5th to maybe mid-table even. But they have the players. They have really good players to push for a top 5 or even higher. Coming at 4th, I have Aston Villa, who are one of the better sides in the championship, despite talent-wise. Will they get out-promoted? I say no. There's a few teams above them that I feel like are really well this season that could, and they definitely should get auto-promoted, but we'll see what happens to Aston Villa. They could finish top 2, and it wouldn't surprise anyone, really. Coming in 3rd, I have Fulham. After being relegated from the Premier League a couple seasons ago, they had a rough go of it until last season, where they finally found their spark, and they finished top 6. But I see them creeping up the table a little further this season. I don't see them getting out of promotion, but I see them staying in the top 6, finishing 2nd. I have Sheffield Wednesday. They'll finally break through, get to the Premier League. They've been a side that's been pushing promotion for like a few seasons now. They definitely should be in the Premier League. I feel like they'll finally break through this year and not bottle it as they have past couple of seasons. And to no surprise to anyone, probably, I have Middlesbrough winning the championship. They are just a strong side. Let's face it, they have a great defense. They brought in so much striking power, which they lacked last season in the Premier League. I mean, this is a team that's just ready to go back up and maybe finish mid-table in the Premier League. They add a few more pieces if they get promoted. But yeah, they're such a strong side, and they have a new manager who's a great manager at the championship level. They should have no problem getting promoted this season. So that's my prediction. And for the championship playoffs, I have Fulham beating Reading, and then Villa losing to Wolves. And in the final, I have Wolves beating Fulham. Obviously, I pick Wolves to go through because they're my team. And a great man once said, "Believe you can, and you're halfway there." So let's all enjoy the season, and good luck to your team. Unless they're playing Wolves, then I hope they lose. But let's enjoy the season, guys, and thank you very much for watching.